this morning, you're starting to get some news. I'm getting feelings about this team or that. I had a really long call the other day with a NFL source that sold me heavy on Miami, somebody I trust. So I'm going to make my predictions. I've got one. Whoa.
So I don't know if it's because the summer is upon us, but it seems that the media is changing their tune in regards to the Miami Dolphins. I'm beginning to see more and more big media types, big sports journos begin to jump on the Miami Dolphins as a leading contender for the AFC. And the first one may shock you. None other than Colin Cowherd himself is now saying that the Miami Dolphins are a team to beat. So he created a video. We're going to take a look at it and we're going to react to it. Let's jump into it right now.
I do this over the course of a year. I make my predictions. So I've done the, I do pre-draft, post-draft. So we are post-coaching hiring. We are post-draft. We are post-free agency. And now we are pre-camp. So players are going to get hurt.
So understand what he's saying. We're after everything that's gone by in the last 12 months or whatever, just doesn't really matter at this point. Right now, we're going into preseason camp. No more OTAs, no more mini camps, no more draft. Right now, the team is just about set until it starts doing the cut downs on who's going to be in camp.
Fortunately, players will get hurt. So I was saying this morning, you're starting to get some news. I'm getting feelings about this team or that. I had a really long call the other day with a NFL source that sold me heavy on Miami, somebody I trust. So I'm going to make my predictions. I've got one. Whoa.
It's a serious whoa. Coming from Colin Cowherd, it's a serious whoa.
One whoa. That's it. So I'll start in the AFC East. Here is my whoa. Miami wins it. Buffalo Jets, Patriots. This whole Stephon Diggs cancel minicamp thing is a bigger story than people are letting on.
I don't know if that's a bigger story than what it seems to be. I mean, we got a disgruntled wide receiver who's getting paid a lot of money. He's not holding out for money. He wants more touches. He wants to get the ball more. Not just get the ball more. It's a matter of when he gets the ball. He wants to be that guy you go to, the guy you want on the free throw line when there's 2 seconds left on the clock. He wants to be that guy that you go to on 3rd and 11 when you got to make that first down. As we saw in the end of the season, he was definitely upset that he wasn't getting his touches at the right time. Not just his touches, but the timing of those touches. And so I don't know if it's a big deal. I think these guys are grown-ass men. I think they'll work it out before they even get into camp and figure out how they're going to get Stephon Diggs involved in the offense more. But that doesn't matter. What matters is Colin Cowherd just picked the Miami Dolphins over the Bills, over the Jets, over the Patriots. Let's continue with what he's got to say here.
That is weird. Secondly, Vic Fangio's defense, the people I trust in the league say he is the best acquisition Miami made, not Jalen Ramsey.
Not Jalen Ramsey, not Cam Smith, not Devon A-Chain. Vic Fangio was the major pickup that people are starting to take notice of that Miami Dolphins were able to bring in during the offseason.
He said, watch that defense. It's getting copied all over the league. Also, I get an offensive coach, Mike McDaniel, against the defensive coach, and I watched McDaniel outcoach him 3 times last year, and I think Miami's better, and I'm not sure Buffalo is. So I think Miami wins the division.
So there you heard it. Colin Cowherd has picked the Miami Dolphins to win the AFC East above the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, and the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Now, let's listen to another. This one here is going to be really interesting because who's on this panel? Mike Tannenbaum, who used to be the GM for the Miami Dolphins, didn't do that well. And also, he was with the New York Jets. And a former New York Jets head coach, Herm Edwards. Listen to what Herm Edwards says at the beginning of this cut. Let's get to it.
I'm going to hold my breath saying this. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins.
Why are you holding your breath? Why are you holding your breath when you say that? Why are you embarrassed to say that the Miami Dolphins could win? Was it a slip of the tongue? Was it something you got tongue-tied? I know when we're all doing these videos, we may say things we don't really mean, but why would you be holding your nose and picking the Miami Dolphins? That's like saying, they stink, but no, they don't stink. So don't hold your nose. Just go with your pick.
If Tua can stay healthy, this offense is electric. I mean, with what?
And like I've said, stop with the if Tua can stay healthy. Tua's healthy. That's what we're going with. No jinxes on him. At this point, no more if healthy. This is Tua's time to shine.
Waddle and Hill, obviously, Coach has done a great job in his first season of having an offense it's speed. It's all about speed. They've gone out and gotten some more players with speed. So if the quarterback can stay healthy, I don't know how you defend these guys. And defensively now, they're a lot better. Vic Fangio now was there. They went out and got Ramsey. They drafted Smith. They've got a good front that can rush the quarterback. So this team is ready.
Yeah, watch for Jalen Phillips this year. I think Bradley Chubb's going to come into his own, but watch Jalen Phillips take the next level, take the step to the next level.
If the quarterback can just stay healthy and
That's the third time he said that within like 30 seconds. If the quarterback can stay healthy, if the quarterback can stay healthy, get over it. As of right now, he's healthy. I think we all have to put the blinders on last year. Stop looking back at last year. Let's just judge people on where they are right now. To me, I'm going to put the blinders on. Okay, Tua, this is it. You are prepared for the 2023 season, and everything with the Miami Dolphins basically hinges upon you. You're the captain. Buck stops with you.
November and December, they have an advantage when you have to go play them down there.
What's the advantage in November and December? I mean, obviously in September and October, it's still blazing hot down here, and you're going to be sitting in the sun, and it's 100+ degrees. But November and December, the weather's nice. I mean, unless it gets extraordinarily hot, there's no real advantage of playing Miami for Miami to have in November or December. It's just beautiful weather. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, it seemed as though, Herm Edwards was kind of tongue-tied a couple times there. He kept saying if healthy, but he did pick the Miami Dolphins to win the AFC East, that is. Now, a lot of that is because of what he said, Vic Fangio, which everybody is anticipating he's going to put a crazy defense on the field that will lessen the burden on Tua as well. So up next is Mike Tannenbaum. Let's take a listen to this.
Absolutely. I mean, they were on a tear until Tua with all the concussion issues last season. So you think they got even better?
Yeah, they have a real shot, especially when you look at the other side of the ball, too, like to Herm's point, everything they can do on offense, and they added Vic Fangio. The irony is, here's Herm, the former Jet head coach.
I know.
I've been with the Jets for a couple of days as well in the past, and all they did is add Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, that's what makes this division so compelling.
And what are your thoughts on the Jets?
I think they're right there with Miami. Again,
he had to say that. There's no way that the Jets are right there with Miami. They could be. With Aaron Rodgers throwing to Garrett Wilson, he very well could turn the corner on these guys and put them back to glory and make them a great team. But as of today, since we're talking about today, Tua is healthy. A-Rod coming into a new system, not a totally new system, obviously with Hack there. Nathaniel Hackett is past offensive coordinator, but there's a lot of young guys around him.
Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy, and the biggest question mark for both Miami and the Jets is their offensive line. So, to me,
that's why I keep saying Dalvin Cook, just forget about him. I know there's so many people in the Dolphins fan base that just drool over Dalvin Cook, but I'm like, get some horses up front. Let's solidify the offensive line. Let's help Tua. Let's help Mostert and Wilson and A-Chain. You gotta do something about the guys up front, man.
Which quarterback makes it through 17 games? That's the team I'm picking.
Coach, where are you on Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, this experiment?
Oh, it's more than an experiment. They are a playoff team. They are a playoff contender with Aaron Rodgers. There's no doubt. And Mike makes a great point.
And there's so much how can I say this, baiting and trash talking on Twitter. A lot of you guys who watch my videos aren't on Twitter, but there's no objectivity. And I think that's where a lot of times people get ticked off at me, is because I look at things and try to be as objective as possible. I'm looking at a Hall of Fame quarterback with the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and just that alone tells me they're going to be a formidable opponent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Can Vic Fangio scheme up a defense to stop it? Absolutely. But don't just start trash talking and say, oh, the Jets suck. No, they don't suck. They've got a noticeable improvement. They brought on a future Hall of Famer as quarterback. They are a formidable opponent, whether you like it or not. Whether you think the other way, whether you just hate the Jets, I don't care. They are, right now, probably in my mind, over Buffalo. Barry, you're crazy. How can they be over Buffalo? I don't think that Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs and the other guys on that team are going to be able to contain the New York Jets. I believe it's the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins that are going to be vying for the AFC East. And what's very interesting, it's going to be late in the season before these two teams play. The first game is November 24th up in New York, and the second game is just a couple weeks later down here at the Hard Rock on December 17th. So the entire season up until Thanksgiving, day after Thanksgiving, the Jets and the Dolphins won't face each other. And I bet you those two games in November and December are going to decide the AFC East. I could be wrong. I've been wrong. But I bet you those two games decide the AFC East.
Offensive lines protect him. Aaron Rodgers is not the same guy he was 5 years ago. You know, he's going to need some protection in the pocket. Defensively, they're outstanding, the Jets. This is a really good division.
Again, just like with Vic Fangio, the New York Jets defense, up here, man. It's up here. It's going to be a dogfight. I think the Jets defense, the Fangio defense are above that of the Buffalo Bills defense.
I know.
This is going to be fun to watch.
What's the best division in football, would you say, next season?
Molly, right here. I think it's the AFC East, especially.
Right? And we used to laugh and say Tom Brady had the easiest cakewalk because he was in the AFC East.
Yeah, I think those days are over, especially if DeAndre Hopkins signs with New England.
Yeah. Coach, you think it's the best?
Yeah, I do. Young quarterbacks, very talented, high potent offenses. I mean, this is why Miami went out and collected those DBs, because they know they got to play against the Jets and Buffalo.
Herm is absolutely right. That defensive secondary from the Miami Dolphins, by adding in Jalen Ramsey and bringing in Cam Smith and really, really hoping that, Xavier Howard can get back to his full potential, that's what's going to help beat these teams like the New England Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, and the New York Jets. And if the Patriots somehow add DeAndre Hopkins, if D-Hop goes to play for Bill Belichick, this conference is going to be insane. The weak link in here, imagine this, the weak link in the AFC East is Mac Jones. He's a wild card. Nobody knows if it was because of Matt Patricia being his offensive coordinator or was it his lack of skills, but Bill O'Brien will definitely look to get the most out of him. So just imagine if Mac Jones elevates his game and he's the kind of quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be. What that does to the AFC East. You got Tua, you've got Aaron Rodgers, you got Josh Allen, and the only person who nobody is really thinking is a decent quarterback is Mac Jones. And if he gets elevated, if he brings his game up, this conference is going to be on fire. It's going to be completely lit. So let me know what you think about the media seemingly changing their tune and all of a sudden beginning to pull the Miami Dolphins up as potential champions in the AFC. AFC East, that is, because everybody still thinks in the AFC West that, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are the team to beat. And I see a lot of people picking the Jaguars in the AFC South.
Is anybody catching on to this Barry guy?